Good morning, dear learners. How are you today? I am Teacher Karen, your guide for today's lesson. How do you determine inductively the sum of the measures of the interior angles of any polygon? I know that you are excited for today's lesson, and I am sure that you will learn a lot from it. So what's up? Bring out your paper, ball pen, and self-learning module for us to start. Learning objective. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to solve problems involving sides and angles of a polygon. Before we start with our lesson, try to answer the pre-assessment. Here is the instruction. Read each item carefully. Choose the letter of the best answer and write it on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. What is the sum of the measures of the vertex angles of octagon? Letter A, 1080 degrees. Letter B, 900 degrees. Letter C, 1260 degrees. Letter D, 720 degrees. And the answer is letter A. Number 2. What is the sum of the measures of the vertex angles of a pentagon? Letter A, 540 degrees. Letter B, 360 degrees. Letter C, 720 degrees. Letter D, 900 degrees. And the answer is letter A. Number 3. The number of sides of the polygons with 1260 degrees as the sum of the measures of the vertex angles is blank. Letter A, 6. Letter B, 7. Letter C, 8. Letter D, 9. And the answer is letter D. Number 4. What is the number of sides of the polygons when the sum of the measures of the vertex angles is 1620 degrees? Letter A, 11. Letter B, 12. Letter C, 13. And letter D, 14. And the answer is letter A. Number 5. What is the perimeter of an isosceles triangle with a base measuring 12.3 cm and one of the equal sides equal to 15 cm? Letter A, 27.3 cm. Letter B, 27.3 square centimeter. Letter C, 42.3 cm. Letter D, 42.3 square centimeter. And the answer is letter D. Number 6. What is the sum of all interior angle of a polygon having 29 sides? Letter A, 4,860 degrees. Letter B, 5,040 degrees. Letter C, 5,220 degrees. Letter D, 5,400 degrees. And the answer is letter A. Number 7. If the sum of the measure of the interior angle of a polygon is 3,240, what is the number of sides of the polygon? Letter A, 18. Letter B, 19. Letter C, 20. Letter D, 21. And the answer is letter C. Number 8. What is the sum of the interior angles of a decagon? Letter A, 90 degrees. Letter B, 180 degrees. Letter C, 360 degrees. And letter D, 1440 degrees. And the answer is letter D. Number 9. The sum of all interior angles of a polygon is 3060 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? Letter A, 12. Letter B, 14. Letter C, 17. Letter D, 19. And the answer is letter D. Number 10. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon with 9 sides? Letter A, 90 degrees. Letter B, 140 degrees. Letter C, 160 degrees. And letter D, 240 degrees. And the answer is letter B. Did you get a passing score? Do not worry. We will explore the lesson together. First, let us recall what a polygon is and learn how to solve the perimeter of a polygon. Recall that a polygon is a closed figure made up of 3 or more line segments joined at their endpoints. When all sides and all angles of a polygon are congruent, the polygon is a regular polygon or regular n-gon. Illustrative examples. Find the perimeter of each polygon. A. Pentagon with the sides 5 cm. B. Equilateral triangle with sides 7 cm. C. Square with sides 26 mm. Solution. Letter A. Pentagon with sides 5 cm. The formula is perimeter is equal to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4 plus side 5. So it is equal to 5 cm plus 5 cm plus 5 cm plus 5 cm plus 5 cm. So the perimeter of the pentagon with sides 5 cm is equal to 25 cm. Letter B. Equilateral triangle with sides 7 cm. The formula is perimeter is equal to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 is equal to 7 cm plus 7 cm plus 7 cm. Therefore, the equilateral triangle with sides centimeter, the perimeter is 21 cm. Letter C. Square with sides 26 mm. The formula used is perimeter is equal to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4. It is equal to 26 mm plus 26 mm plus 26 mm plus 26 mm. So the perimeter of a square with sides 26 mm is equal to 104 mm. To help you understand problems involving sides and angles of a polygon, recall that the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Now, try to determine inductively the sum of the measures of the interior angles of any polygon by doing the following activity. You may pause this video and answer the activity. Do the following steps. Number 1. Find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of each polygon by multiplying the number of triangles formed by 180 degrees. Number 2. Record all the resulting values in a separate sheet of paper using a table similar to table 1.1. The first one has been done for you. A quadrilateral. The number of sides is 4. The number of triangles formed in the figure is 2. To get the sum of the angle measure, 2 multiplied by 180 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Now, it's your turn to do the following. We have here a pentagon. The number of sides is 5. The number of triangles formed in the figure is blank. To get the sum of the angle measure, blank times 180 degrees is equal to blank. Next is a hexagon. The number of sides is 6. The number of triangles formed in the figure is blank. The sum of the angle measure is blank times 180 degrees is equal to blank. Next is a heptagon. The number of sides is 7. The number of triangles formed in the figure is blank. To get the sum of the angle measure, blank times 180 degrees is equal to blank. Last is an octagon. The number of sides is 8. The number of triangles formed in the figure is blank. To get the sum of the angle measure, blank times 180 degrees is equal to blank. Here are the answers. The number of triangles formed in the figure and the sum of the angle measure. We have here 2. The sum of the angle measure is 360 degrees. 3. 540 degrees. 4. 720 degrees. 5. 900 degrees. And 6. 1080 degrees. Remember, the sum of the measures of the interior angles of an n-gon is S is equal to the quantity of n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees, where n is the number of sides.
What did you discover? What is the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a polygon with 10 sides? What about an n-gon?
The sum of the measures of an interior angles of an n-gon is S is equal to the quantity of n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees, where n is the number of sides. The sum of the measures of the exterior angles of any polygon is equal to 360 degrees. The measure of each angle of a regular polygon with n sides is the quantity of n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees all over n. Example 1. Find the sum of the measures of the vertex angles for pentadecagon. Solution. Pentadecagon is a 15-sided polygon. So we use the formula S is equal to the quantity of n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees equals the quantity of 15 minus 2 times 180 degrees equals 13 times 180 degrees equals 2,340 degrees. Therefore, the sum of the angle measure of the vertex for pentadecagon is 2,340 degrees. Example 2. Find the number of sides of a regular polygon when the measure of an exterior angle is 45 degrees. Solution. Recall that each exterior angle of a regular polygon measures 360 degrees over n. Since each exterior angle measures 45 degrees, hence, we have 45 degrees is equal to 360 degrees over n. 45 degrees times n is equal to 360 degrees. N now is equal to 360 degrees over 45, and lastly, n is equal to 8. So therefore, the number of sides of a regular polygon when the measure of an exterior angle is 45 degrees is 8. You may pause this video again and answer the activity. Activity 1. Draw the figure as a guide. Eddie estimated that he would need at least 1 meter of wooden sidings to make a picture frame. What are the dimensions of the largest frame he could make if the frame is A. a square, B. a rectangular shape, and C. a pentagon? Activity 2. For their project in TLA, Belen decided to sew red piping along the edges of the tablecloth. Measures 1.75 meter by 2.85 meter. At least how many meters of piping should she prepare? Here are the answers for activity 1 and 2. Number 1. Side is equal to 25 centimeter. Number 2. Width is equal to 254 centimeter and length is equal to 25 centimeter. And number 3. Side is equal to 20 centimeter. For activity 2, the answer is 9.2 meter. On a separate sheet of paper, match the correct answer in column B. Write only the letter of your answer. For column A, number 1, find the sum of the measures of the vertex angles for octagon. Number 2, find the sum of the measures of the vertex angles for hexagon. Number 3, find the sum of the measures of the vertex angles for heptagon. For column B, letter A, 900 degrees. Letter B, 9. Letter C, 1080 degrees. Letter D, 13. Letter E, 720 degrees. Letter F, 1260 degrees. Number 4, for column A, find the number of sides of the regular polygon when the sum of the measures of the vertex angle is 1260 degrees. Number 5, find the number of sides of the regular polygon when the sum of the measures of the vertex angle is 1980 degrees. For column B again, letter A, 900 degrees. Letter B, 9. Letter C, 1080 degrees. Letter D, 13. Letter E, 720 degrees. Letter F, 1260 degrees. And here are the answers. For number 1, letter C. For number 2, letter E. For number 3, letter A. For number 4, letter B. And number 5, letter D. You may pause this video and answer activity 3. Use your learning on solving problems involving sides and angles of polygons. Here is the problem. A 6-sided regular polygon is inscribed in a circle of radius 10 cm. Find the length of one side of hexagon. And this is the answer. The length of one side of hexagon is 10 cm.
Good job, dear learners! Now, you're up for the next challenge of this lesson. It's time for you to answer the post test. Here is the instruction.
Read each item carefully. Choose the letter of the best answer and write it on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. Find the sum of the interior angles of a heptagon. Letter A, 900 degrees. Letter B, 135 degrees. Letter C, 1800 degrees. Letter D, 40 degrees. Number 2. Find the interior angle of a regular octagon. Letter A, 160 degrees. Letter B, 135 degrees. Letter C, 1800 degrees. Letter D, 40 degrees. Number 3. Find the measure of each interior angle, each exterior angle, and the sum of the interior angle of a regular dodecagon. Letter A, 150 degrees, 40 degrees, 1800 degrees. Letter B, 150 degrees, 60 degrees, 1800 degrees. Letter C, 150 degrees, 30 degrees, 1800 degrees. And letter D, 150 degrees, 20 degrees, 1800 degrees. Number 4. Jacob has a large sandbox. The sandbox is 12 meters long and 8 meters wide. He wants to surround the sandbox with new pieces of wood. How many meters of wood will he need? Letter A, 40 meters. Letter B, 50 meters. Letter C, 60 meters. And letter D, 70 meters. Number 5. The perimeter of Sophia's garden is 42 meters. The garden is 6 meters wide. What is the length of the garden? Letter A, 30 meters. Letter B, 25 meters. Letter C, 15 meters. And letter D, 10 meters. Number 6. What is the sum of all interior angle of a regular hexagon? Letter A, 540 degrees. Letter B, 720 degrees. Letter C, 1260 degrees. And letter D, 1440 degrees. Number 7. If the sum of the measure of the interior angle of a polygon is 2160 degrees, what is the number of sides of the polygon? Letter A, 11. Letter B, 12. Letter C, 13. And letter D, 14. Number 8. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular octagon? Letter A, 135 degrees. Letter B, 180 degrees. Letter C, 360 degrees. And letter D, 540 degrees. Number 9. A regular polygon has an exterior angle that measures 400. How many sides does the polygon have? Letter A, 7. Letter B, 8. Letter C, 9. And letter D, 10. And lastly, number 10. What is the measure of each interior angle of a polygon with 12 sides? Letter A, 120 degrees. Letter B, 140 degrees. Letter C, 150 degrees. And letter D, 160 degrees. We have here the answers to the post-assessment. Number 1, letter A. Number 2, letter B. Number 3, letter C. Number 4, letter A. Number 5, letter C. Number 6, letter B. Number 7, letter D. Number 8, letter A. Number 9, letter C. And number 10, letter C.
Excellent work! You did a good job in applying what you have learned.
For the additional activities, you may pause this video again and answer. In each of the following polygons, find the sum of the interior angles and the sum of exterior angles. Number 1, hexagon. Number 2, octagon. So we have here the answers. For number 1, the sum of the interior angle is 720 degrees. The sum of the exterior angle is 360 degrees. For number 2, the sum of the interior angle is 1080 degrees and the sum of exterior angle is 360 degrees.
That was amazing, dear learner. If there are topics that you find it confusing, read your module and watch this video again. This is Teacher Karen and I say goodbye till the next lesson.